Welcome. My name is Carrie Livingston Herrera, she, her, hers, and I'm with the Office of Undergraduate and Graduate Admissions. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. We have a very special presentation for you. This presentation is going to be a panel discussion with our current EOF students, all about the Educational Opportunity Fund here at Rutgers University, Newark. Tonight, you're going to learn about this amazing program that we have, the benefits that it has to offer, how to apply, what your next step should be, and what it's like to be a student in this awesome program. So tonight, we're going to start by having everyone introduce themselves and get going with the conversation. Dean Sungi, why don't we start with you?
Sure. My name is Abrina Sungi. I'm the Assistant Dean of Counseling Services within the EOF program. Welcome, everyone.
Angela, how about you next?
Hi everyone, I'm Angela. I'm a senior at Rutgers University and I'm an EOF student. I'm double majoring in criminal justice and psychology.
Great, thank you so much. Sharon?
Hi, my name is Sharon and I'm an EOF student here at Rutgers University and I am interested in studying psychology and biology.
Thank you. And Carlos?
Hi everyone, my name is Carlos. I'm a freshman EOF student and I'm majoring in accounting.
Great, thank you so much for that. Most of you folks are here right now because you checked off that box on the admissions application that said you were interested in our Educational Opportunity Fund. And we'd like to tell you a little bit more about the program and some of the next steps. So Dean Sungi, could you tell us a little bit about the EOF program? What is the Educational Opportunity Fund? What do we provide students here at Rutgers University, Newark, and why should they be a part of it?
Sure. Thanks, Carrie. So the Educational Opportunity Fund program, when people think about it, they primarily think of money, right? But that's not all we do. We do have a small grant that we provide our students. That's a part of your financial aid package should you become an EOF student. But really, EOF is about the support services that we provide. So the EOF office, we have advisors that follow you from your freshman year up until your graduation. We also have an academic support component in which we have tutors that are there to assist you in the classes that you're having difficulty with. In addition to that, we also have technology services for students that may not have access to technology, especially in this COVID environment. That's especially important. We also have access to a ton of resources. There are scholarships that only our students are eligible for that we're able to give students. We also fund students for summer and winter funding. So it goes on and on. But mainly what we do is we help students understand and get the resources they need in order to be successful at Rutgers University. And so we guide you throughout that process.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I think that's really important for people to understand, right? That yes, there is a financial aspect to the EOF program, but more it's about that support services. So I want to pose this question perhaps to Dean Sungi. How would students become an EOF student? What's the process? What does that look like?
So as you mentioned, Carrie, I mean, most of the students that are here because they checked off that box that said they're interested in becoming an EOF student. In addition to that, there is an EOF application that everyone must complete. Once you check off that box, it becomes a part of your enrollment pathways. So that is a supplemental application that you fill out, which basically asks you a bunch of financial questions. EOF is a state-funded program, and so you have to go through a verification process in order to certify that you qualify for the program through the state. And so that essentially comes to us, and then our financial aid office will then you'll go through that certification process in order to become an EOF student. So those are the bigger steps. And then after that, all of our first year students are required to do a summer program, which I'm sure that the students that are here today will elaborate on. But that summer program is really there to help prepare you for your academic career here at Rutgers. So it is a accredited program. So students that go through that summer program do get credits. So before you even started at Rutgers, you get credits towards graduation. And it also helps prepare you academically and also give you an orientation to what Rutgers is about.
Thank you. That summer program is so awesome. I'm always amazed at the students who go through that program and what that things look like on at the end of it. The application process is something our offices really work closely on and collaboratively on. So your admissions application and the EOF application is first reviewed by the admissions office, and then we pass it over to EOF for those final decisions. Not everyone who applies to EOF will be selected for the program. We do have a limited capacity in this opportunity here at Rutgers University Newark. So know that even if you're not selected for the EOF program, we still want you to be here at Rutgers University Newark. And there are a number of support services for students who are regularly admitted or not admitted to the university through the EOF program. So we do have a number of support services that are academic or financial for other students here at Rutgers University Newark. So just a little takeaway for all of those students. I'd like to move to our guests, our special guests, our students, and we're going to kind of go in the same order that we introduced ourselves in, starting with Angela, then to Sharon, and finally to Carlos. I'm going to start with the question that's kind of a softball, I think, to most students. Why did you decide to come to Rutgers University Newark? Big question. Angela, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, sure. So I came from a very small high school. So when I was choosing my university, I wanted it to be a small campus where I know I can get engaged with my professors and students, where I didn't feel lost or unable to obtain like the resources that I would potentially need to succeed. So that was a big factor for me when choosing between New Brunswick and Newark. I really love the idea of a small campus with everything very accessible.
Great. Thank you. Sharon?
Yes, so when I came to Rutgers Newark for an orientation that I went to, I just really felt welcomed, and that's the kind of environment I knew I wanted to be a part of. And just the overall, like Angela mentioned, that it was a small campus. I didn't really want to go to big campus where I really where I would be everywhere. So I just liked just the environment of Rutgers Newark. So that's why I chose to come here.
Great. Thank you. Carlos?
For me, I feel like the location of Rutgers Newark was a big factor for me. I actually live down the block from the campus, so I literally see the campus every single time I go into my own house. And just seeing that and going to school like right next to Rutgers Newark, I kind of felt like it was just meant to be for me to go somewhere close to home, so I could stay within my family and within everything. I grew up in Newark, so I didn't want to go far from that.
Great, thank you. And that also brings up another topic. A lot of our local students, our Newark residents, also may qualify for Run to the Top. Run to the Top is the Rutgers University Newark Talent and Opportunities Pathways Program. It's a full tuition scholarship that is kind of last dollar. So we provide full funding for New Jersey in-state tuition and your mandatory fees. You can find out more information about Rutgers University Newark's Run to the Top program either on our website, admissions.newark.rutgers.edu, or just by Googling Rutgers Newark Run to the Top. Okay, next question. How has the EOF program helped you here at Rutgers University Newark? Same order. Angela, we'll start with you.
So when I first came in to school, I didn't have any idea what I needed to do, who I needed to speak with, but EOF really gave me all those, they gave me the guidelines on how to be successful in college. I am a first generation student, so I didn't have anyone in my family who knew what I was going to go through or how to be successful in a university setting. So through all of the resources that EOF has to offer, they really helped me find myself and slowly become more successful in my academic career.
EOF has provided a lot of different programs for me and has introduced me into a lot of different programs that I could go to, especially to help me with my path of what I want to do. So especially also with tutoring, is being able to have access to tutoring that has actually helped me academically too.
Okay, so for me, I feel like EOF helped me a lot, mostly because this transition from in-person classes to online classes was a huge transition. And the fact that I was able to go through the EOF program, so I have a little, a little way to understand how things are going to work before I actually go into school was a big help. And I feel like it gave me a head and shoulders above where I could have been if I never was in EOF to begin with. And it also helped me kind of understand what college is like, because a lot of stuff that you can get away with in high school doing stuff last minute isn't really going to fly here in college.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of opportunities have you had by being an EOF student? Angela?
So one of the opportunities that I actually got offered this semester was to be a peer mentor for EOF, which was really special to me because I needed a peer mentor when I first started. So I had someone who helped me through, and now I get to be the person that helps other EOF students through as they start learning how it is to be in college and what they want to do with their lives. So it's a really rewarding opportunity that I was offered.
Some opportunities, I would say, just really be having the opportunity to do work study through EOF. That really helped me. And also with tutoring through EOF. Those are great opportunities that helped me get forward.
I feel like the best thing that EOF can offer is the fact of having an EOF counselor, because majority of the time there's one counselor for a college and they tend to a lot of people. And the fact that you have an EOF counselor on top of that, so you have two different people that you can go in and ask for help and talk to and all that stuff, it really helps people, first of all, emotionally, if they're behind in work, academically, and just having another support system really helps as a student.
Great, thank you so much for that. I'd like to know a little bit more about what you like most about being in the EOF program. There's a lot of different kind of communities that we build here at Rutgers University Newark in different pockets. So either through your major and your school or different extracurricular interests that you have. And our EOF program really has created kind of a campus community in and of itself. So what do you like most about being an EOF student? Angela?
What I really love about the EOF, being an EOF student, is the EOF community that I've grown to. I've met so many people in EOF who have become really great friends and have really helped me throughout my college career. During the summer program, I was living in University Square, which is like one of the housing housing residence halls in the university, and I met my roommates for the program were all criminal justice students as well, and so it was really nice to have that kind of motivation to have people going through the same exact thing as you in the same program. It was really nice to build that community and build those friendships.
I'd also say that it's the community that comes from EOF, and is being able to connect more with your advisors and connect more with people who are in the same year as you, or just other EOF students going to the school also. And then also just the resources are really the best thing I believe EOF has given me, because coming to school, I didn't really know much, and I think EOF really helped me to know like by the different resources that they had. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with the other two. The support system at EOF, and I believe, is one of the best support systems that we have here. The fact that you're going through the same thing that other EOF kids are going through, so you instantly have a connection with all of them. It just kind of makes it all of us very close into like a tight knit family, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we talk about from an admissions perspective when we're talking with prospective students and their families about the EOF program is the summer program, and how students attend this multi-week summer program between their senior year of high school and their freshman year of college. And some of the students aren't so thrilled about this kind of prospect of summer school and having to go to campus for over the summer and taking away from their summer vacation. What was the summer program like for you? If you could explain a little bit about what it was like, what was your experience in the summer program, shed a little light on that for us. Angela?
The summer program was definitely not easy. It was a hard experience, but it's 100% designed to set you up for success. I can definitely say that now. I think all the habits I learned early on during the summer program, being around people who are going through the same thing, learning how to study in groups, even some of the classes offered, like we had a speech class where we were forced to speak in front of a large crowd. And I was very shy coming into college. And so that really helped me overcome my shyness and feel more comfortable public speaking. Everything offered in that summer program is going to set you up for success. And it was 100% worth it. And as much as I hated it during the program where had all these assignments and I was struggling, now I can recognize how important it was and how much it helped me in now,
Yes, the EOF summer program is like really great and very beneficial, and it's something that now I can see and look back and am really thankful that I took. At first, when I heard that we did have to do the summer program, I also was kind of shocked, but I didn't necessarily want to go through with it because it's just that it's the summer. But I went through it and it was a really great experience. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to meet my advisors and I got to build a stronger support system, and then also just being more prepared to go into my first year. I don't think I would have been as prepared going to my first year if I didn't go through EOF, the summer program. So I think the EOF program like really prepared me. The summer program really prepared me for my first year and even today.
Being one of the first EOF students to complete the EOF summer online, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for all of us when I said it was very difficult. It's not in the sense of having the workload wasn't as bad. It's just the fact that you're in your own comfort of your own home and there's a lot of distractions all around you, and you have to find a way to block out all the distractions, going to your phone, and then just finding the will to actually go ahead and do all your schoolwork and classwork is what made the EOF summer a little bit more difficult, in my opinion. But after going through it, it's really a good experience for you, since you're going to have, one, some more experience on how to do online classes, and two, it really helps you with figuring out what you have to do, what's the best environment for you, and what kind of student that you are. Some students need to be completely silent, needs to be locked away in their room. Some kids can just be in their kitchen where it could be very hectic and there's a lot of people around.
Yeah, you can always tell the EOF students from the other first year students around campus, and I would assume also virtually, because the EOF students have it locked down. They know where they're going, they know what the expectations are, they know what building is what building, and they are definitely hitting the ground running. This year, of course, we are operating in the virtual space, so it's not a surprise to me at all when I hear you talk about how you have that lay of the land, what the expectations are in these virtual classes, and are really starting that semester prepared. Because that's what the summer program is designed to do. It is designed to make sure that when the first day of classes start here at Rutgers University Newark, you're ready to hit the ground running and set you up for success. Our EOF students graduate at a higher rate than our regularly admitted students. And it's because of this foundation of support and study habits and resources in terms of getting them focused and set up on the correct path. So last question for all of our student panelists before we get into some of the more nitty-gritty application stuff. If you had to give advice to someone who is about to start the summer program, what would it be? Because the summer program is mandatory. You can't be a part of EOF if you don't come to the summer program. So what advice would you give to somebody just about to start the EOF summer program? Angela?
I would say to just fully embrace it because I think a lot of my roommates were struggling with that. It was a lot of work, to take in, and a lot of, like, you could have easily just said, no, I don't want to do this, and left, and potentially still got into the university. But embracing the process and learning that everything has, like, even the fact that we had to go to our classes helped us learn. The campus, the classes itself, it all prepares us for the future. So I think it's important to embrace it and reach out for help as well, because that's what the program is supposed to teach you to do, to reach out to people, to speak to your counselor, to speak out to any other mentors that are there who can help you figure out what's the issue, and that the whole program is meant for success. So it's definitely great to be able to reach out to people if you need the help, and you can get through it for sure.
Okay, I'd also say to have a great attitude going into the program, and don't necessarily see it from a negative point of view that, you're just going to have a lot of work to do, but, see the good side of it. What can it help you with? And what can you actually get out of it? And I believe that you have a great time in the program.
My key advice is don't do things last minute. It can help for homework. It can help with any documents you need to bring in. Doing things last minute usually ends up being a little messy towards the end. So if you do it beforehand where you have the chance to do it and it's a lot easier to do it, I advise you to strongly do that, not last minute.
I love that you said that, Carlos, because not doing things last minute is also really key throughout the entire application process. Our regular action due date of December 1st gives our applicants priority consideration for EOF. So if you have not yet submitted an admissions application, please be sure to do that. The regular application deadline of December 1st is very, very important. We do go into rolling admissions after December 1st, so we keep continuing to review applications until we're all full. But the students who apply on or before December 1st do get priority consideration for things like EOF, the HLLC program, which is the Honors Living Learning Community, our scholarships. And all of these are things that we want to get you reviewed for, so you have the full Rutgers University Newark experience, or at least have the opportunity to have the consideration for them. If you are interested in the EOF program, you do need to check off the box on the admissions application that says, yes, I think I'm eligible for this program. It's a hand raiser program. We cannot offer it to you if you don't self-select. There are some basic income requirements for the students. As we mentioned at the beginning of this program, there is both a academic as well as a financial review for participation in this program. There is an income and asset cap that is set for the EOF program, and it's based on the number of people in your family's household. So you're going to use the sliding scale to determine the number of people in your household and the maximum amount your family's adjusted gross income can be, as well as the maximum amount of asset that your family can have. This is set by the state. These numbers are not numbers that Rutgers University has established. They're given to us from the state of New Jersey. You do have to be a New Jersey resident, so you have to be living in the state of New Jersey for 3 or more years and graduating from a New Jersey high school. This program is open to U.S. citizens and permanent residents, but also to our New Jersey Dreamer students. So if you are out of status, but you've been living in this state of New Jersey for 3 or more years, and you're going to be graduating from a New Jersey high school, you can still apply for the EOF program. You would also be eligible for New Jersey state aid. Most of our students are going to complete the FAFSA. It's the free application for federal student aid, and you can find it on the fafsa.ed.gov website. You can also visit scarlethub.rutgers.edu for more financial aid information that is pertinent to Rutgers University specifically. Completing a FAFSA or an NJ-HESA application is required for consideration in the EOF program. EOF uses your income tax information to pre-screen students, and then last year's tax 2 years ago for pre-screen, and then last year's information for confirmation. So documented verifiable income is a requirement for the program. Typically, this is found on your income tax returns, but if your family qualifies for any non-taxable income, we would use those statements as well. So if there's welfare or SSI, TANF, if you get SNAP or WIC, we would use all of those statements, and you would put that information on the EOF application. So parents, this is why it's really important to sit down with your student and do the EOF application together. The application for EOF asks some pretty personal financial questions. And I understand that sometimes it's a little uncomfortable to share that information with your student. Some families might not have these kind of conversations regularly, but in order to have full consideration for this program, we do need that information. If the financial sections of the application are left blank, we need to follow up for the actual documented taxes or non-taxable income statements. So it's very important that you check your admissions status screen after you've submitted your admissions application and the EOF application. You're going to find your status online at admissions.rutgers.edu/status. We'll have all of these links at the end, so don't worry about writing them down. You can take a screenshot of the closing slide and I'll put all of the links right there. The application for EOF, we do need no later than the end of December in order for maximum consideration. We will continue to accept EOF applications after December until we have completed our EOF review and all of the seats are full, but priority consideration is given to the applicants who meet that December 1st application due date with the supplemental documents in no later than the end of December. So time is definitely of the essence. Rutgers University is test optional this year, so you can choose to send your SAT or ACT scores to us or not. We will be placing most of our weight on your academics. So your self-reported academic record, which is basically your transcript, becomes very important throughout this process. There's also a number of different short answer and essay questions on our admissions application. I would take time to fill them out because that gives us a little bit better of a picture of your personal situation. And we want to make sure that we're taking all factors into consideration as we review your file. We understand that life happens outside of the classroom and it does affect what goes on in the classroom. So we don't do interviews typically here in the admissions office, but occasionally our EOF office will do them on a case-by-case basis. Really the best part to let us know more about you and your personal situation is on the admissions application. So please take time with that. Nzangi, is there anything you would like to add about the EOF process, either from an application review standpoint or what you guys are looking for in an applicant or any other information that we should share with our audience today?
Carrie, I just want to reiterate and emphasize what you mentioned about the financial component of the EOF program. So as Carrie mentioned, we do review students to qualify both academically and financially. And what that means is we are an academic support program. And so we are looking for students that could benefit from the academic support. That's one piece. And then also meet the financial criteria or the financial eligibility. Now, through this confirmation process, there are going to be financial aid documents or tax documents that are going to be requested of you and of your parents. And so it's important that you get those documents in a timely fashion because that could jeopardize your ability to become an EOF student. And so I just wanted to make that and put that out there because I know that it is sometimes difficult to get these documents. Sometimes we do have to request them from the IRS. That takes time. And so it's really important that you start those processes as early on as possible so that you get them in a timely fashion because some of it is outside of your control. It's in the control of the federal government, and we all know how long that takes. So just wanted to emphasize that. But that's the only thing I wanted to add. Thank you, Carrie.
Great. Thank you so much. And I think that really goes back to Carlos's point about time management and not waiting until the last minute. And that has been a hard lesson for me to learn as a college student. And so putting all of those things that I learned as an undergrad into good practice as a full adult. So really stay on top of everything. Check your email. Rutgers University does all of our communications via email. So make sure that rutgers.edu is on your safe sender list. And if you're expecting communication from us and you have not yet received anything, I would encourage you to check your junk or your spam. Sometimes we do end up there, and it does get unfortunate because you may have missed an important deadline or an important piece of additional documentation that we're requesting. You'll also see all of the other documents that we are requesting on your status screen. So please keep an eye on your admissions status page at admissions.rutgers.edu. Students who apply by December 1st are guaranteed a decision no later than March 15th this year. So if you get your application in by December 1st with all of your supporting documentation, being your EOF application, your self-reported academic record, and test scores, if you choose to submit them, we can guarantee you that decision no later than March 15th this year. So we're trying to get decisions as fast as possible. We're going to stick around and continue chatting with all of our students in the chat feature of this website. So if you do have any more questions, check us out there. Thank you so much and have a great day, everyone. Bye.